Now at 11, the nursing home administrator charged in the deaths of 9 residents has been acquitted by a judge who found the case unworthy of even going to the jury. And tonight, the man whose freedom hung in the balance spoke exclusively with our very own reporter here, investigative reporter Tony Pipitone, who's been on this story since the morning the residents began to die. Tony.
Yeah, and no one should forget the tragedy here we're talking about. The judge noting that through miscalculations and failures, the center failed to protect those who died from heat stroke. But that is simple negligence, the stuff of civil lawsuits, not criminal negligence where a man's freedom is on the line. And the judge found the state had insufficient evidence to continue the prosecution of George Carballo. It's been a long 5 years.
It's been a very long, painful, atrocious 5 years.
5+ years since residents of the rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills started succumbing to heat, 2.5 days after Hurricane Irma knocked out its AC. Administrator George Carballo charged 2 years later with manslaughter in 9 of their deaths. What do you want their loved ones to know?
We never abandoned them. And they were loved as if they were our own family. They were our family.
In fact, he and his wife Barbara had family there, her dad, during those hot days, when he and his staff brought in fans and air conditioners, ice and water to care for them. But Hollywood police arrested, and the Broward State Attorney prosecuted him and 3 colleagues with manslaughter, dropping charges against Alba Carballo last September. Trying and failing to save his case, prosecutor Chuck Morton argued this on Wednesday.
It's about a course of conduct. The defendant's course of conduct, but showed absolute reckless disregard for human life.
But today, Judge John Murphy III threw it all out. A prosecution so weak, letting it go to a jury would have been an injustice.
Was not really worthy of even going to a jury.
Was it worthy to even go to court?
We never thought that it ever was.
As Frankel told Murphy Wednesday, arguing for this judgment of acquittal.
To find somebody guilty of culpable negligence, there has to be an entire want of care. Everything that this man did was care.
For 11 days, Carballo sat not knowing if he would be hauled off to prison, each count carrying a 30-year maximum sentence.
30 years, and I'm 65.
9 counts.
9 counts.
Did it ever get to you that you would think that you were going to go to prison?
The thought crossed my mind.
But today, Judge Murphy ended it.
I could not believe it. I cried. It was the most joyous moment I have had in the last 5 years, to know that I was exonerated and that the truth had prevailed.